and take out the old latencies. We'll see how this does with ultra low latency tonight. Hit play. And let's see. It's playing catch up by 15 seconds. Let's get caught up. There we go. Now we'll do this. Yeah, my screen is not staying current. Well, I hope it's doing okay. I don't know. I don't know. It's only going to 15 seconds and then it's stopping. So, anyway, let's go to the actual YouTubes now. Let's go to my channel. It says I'm live. Let's click on it and see what happens. It says I'm live. Let's click on it and see what happens. Hey, it is live. Hey, it is live. Yeah, Science Sniper, what's going on, man? How are you? Tonight is honestly just I had a bad day. It's been a long day, and I'm just gonna stream while I sit out here. So, what's up, JPP, Da Vinci? Good to see you guys. But yeah, guys, there's really no plan for today. I legit just had a bad day. It's been a long day. There was some good, but I'm burned out right now. So I just figured while I was sitting out here, I would stream, and if anybody wanted to come hang out, talk about, pretty much whatever. I need to check on something real quick. I need to go back farther. Need to check on something real quick here just to see if the money amount went up. Go to status. It did not. So I'm thankful for the help that I got today. But you'll post on YouTube. Cool. You're currently mounting it. Nice. You received at your door. Nice. Finally have a 350. Hell yeah, buddy. Spending the day converting your SVO3 to Clipper. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, bed slinger, but can't complain. Yeah, large format bed slinger is still a large format printer, regardless. So you guys know I was streaming and I was talking about issues with our finances as usual. Like everybody, I've got issues with my finances, and my power bill is an issue. I went to a program to see if they could assist us today. The amount that they gave was not enough to cover a disconnect. We were approved for $300 on our electric and $135 on our gas bill. And we need 800 to cover that. But because my youngest daughter has cerebral palsy, we are able to get a medical, once a year we can file for like a medical relief. And so we did. And that at least got the disconnect to go away. So that's a bonus. We're not under disconnect now. And then that's $435 paying towards the $4,400 that we owe on the bill. So there's a bonus. The other thing that happened today was Mr. Sporlock, who will pop up in chat from time to time, was on a Facebook group, and there's a guy kind of local to us or close to us that was posting that he was purging out some of his printer parts and asked if anybody was interested to just let him know. So I messaged him and I informed him of who I am and what I'm doing and told him where he could find out more about the channel and the project. And he said that was awesome and asked me specifically what I was looking for, but realistically, you guys know I'm just looking for parts. Extrusions, motors, belt, hot end, like whatever, just parts, just to have a stockpile of parts that when something breaks, I can just grab it. Or if I get a printer that has something broken, I have parts that I can just throw on it and we can keep the builds moving, and I'm not having to order parts and wait and order parts and wait and order, that whole vicious cycle. So I just told him, I said, just whatever you've got, man, that you want to get rid of, I'd be more than happy to take it off your hands. And I had noticed a while back, because like we all do, we do a little window shopping on Marketplace. I noticed that this is the same guy that has a V0 Pandora's box that he's had up there for a while. And I had messaged him and said that I saw the printer and I was interested in it, but he didn't have trades on there. And I know that not a lot of people like to barter, but I am a bartering fool, so I love to trade stuff. And I told him, I said, if, you'd be interested in a trade on the printer, let me know. And he said, what do you got? And I offered him up a few different things, and he said, I like that, I'll take that. And so the way it sounds, he is going to come down to my area on Friday and meet me at work, because it'll be early enough in the day for him yet, but I still have to work. So he's going to meet me at work. He's going to drop off the printer and whatever extra parts he brings. I'm going to bring the item that we agreed to barter on, and I will be bringing home a V0 Pandora's box printer that does need some finishing. He was putting a CAN bus in it and a few other things, so there's going to be some work that I'll need to do to it, so that'll be fun. Yeah, let me get caught up here. A community member donated it to me, said it was busted, but only the end stop easy fix. Excellent news. I know how that can go, by the way. Yeah, thank you, Da Vinci. I hear you. We were saved by the medical exemption stuff on the utilities once. Yeah, when it gets bad, it gets bad. And I currently have the Prusa printing the little drawer for the Iconic Fab little SD and USB box. There's a little drawer that slides in here, so I'm printing that. David B, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And then on the K1, I've currently got it printing the solid one plate base for the Rook 2020. So that's what's printing, if anybody is wondering. But yeah, the stress today, the stress levels were high because of this morning's little antics. Then I went and hauled butt into work to put in a half a day at work, and work stress built up. My wife was doing running all day today. She had to take my second youngest, or the second to youngest daughter, to physical therapy this morning, and then take the youngest daughter about an hour's drive to the town of Peoria. Had to take her down there for a doctor's appointment that turned into a trip to, it's called Hangers Clinic. They do They help people with mobility issues, like leg braces, arm braces, back braces, stuff like that. My daughter, again, has cerebral palsy. It is mostly in her lower extremities, her legs and feet. She does have leg braces that she wears, or leg braces that she wears for her feet and ankles. She had broke one of them, the strap on one of them, so my wife had to take her over to the clinic afterwards and have them fix the brace. So that added some stress there because, you know, her running physical therapy, then down there for that, an hour away, and then running over to the other place and sitting there for another hour while they worked on that, and then the hour drive back, and then the second youngest daughter had one of her eardrums. She has issues with ear infections, and her eardrum, like, it had ruptured and was oozing, so there was a crabby kid there. The youngest daughter is going through some emotional stuff. We think she's about to have the change. So she's very emotional, and she lashed out real hard tonight. In case you can't tell by my voice, it was a very loud evening. A lot of things were said by a 13-year-old girl to a daddy who would give the world for her. So I'm a little distraught, guys. I just don't know why I'm telling you that. I'm sorry. That's usually stuff I don't talk about on stream. And to boot, financial issues. I tried to buy fountain pops for the wife and I on the way home from work, like $4 worth of fountain pops, and found out that our checking account is overdraft to the tune of $175. So the daily stresses are just kicking my ass today, and I just figured I would stream. I don't know, I shouldn't be fucking streaming right now because I'm not doing anything useful. I'm not providing any value, and I really just shouldn't be streaming right now. I should be doing something else, but here I am. Thank you. You guys are cheaper than a psychiatrist. And in some cases, you've paid to be here by becoming a member. But yeah. Do have a semi-serious printing question, though, when you get a chance, in relation to printers with chamber heaters. What's up? Ask away, man. Ask away. Last couple of streams. Hey, it's all good, brother. It's all good. I know you said you had family coming into town. David B, gotta get it out somewhere. No worries. I'm here for you. Hey, David B, thank you, brother. Thank you. Greatly appreciated, man. Yeah. This is my daughter, like my daughter, that was lashing out. Even the I hate the term step. I hate it with a passion, but even like the bonus girls, they've said some shit, but never like that. So it just eats at you. You know, you try to be, you know, the bigger person, and you know, be the parent and not let words from a small child hurt you. But when it's the small child that you've been there for from day one, like from birth, like you were there, you cut the cord, you brought her into this world. She was born at 31 weeks and 2 days. So she was born preemie. Legitimately, I would go to work during the day, get off of work, drive the hour down to Peoria to sit there and just stare at a plastic bubble with my baby girl in it. And when it finally got to the point where they said we could, you know, pop the doors open, stick our hands in there, I would sit there at night with, and I would work all day, get off of work, drive the hour down to the hospital, spend 2, 3, 4 hours at the hospital just sticking my hand in there and just letting her little hand hold my finger. And she would just hold my finger with a tiny little hand of hers. She would just hold onto my finger and just sit there. And then when it got to the point where we could actually like hold her, oh, it was amazing, man. It was amazing to be able to hold that little shit. I love her. I do. I love her. It just, words hurt. You know, words hurt. They're just words, but words hurt. Oh yeah, no, JPP, it's all good, brother. I understand what you mean. Sometimes I just say what I say. But I get you, man. I understand. Gabs Labs, what's going on, man? Good to see you. It truly is a what the fuck stream. I don't know why I'm streaming tonight. I shouldn't be. Like I said, it's just been a very like stressful strain in my ass kind of day. So youngest is 24 and 7 grandkids. Yeah, Da Vinci, you've got a small herd yourself there, bud. I've got 7 kids in total. And I know I may have said this before, and since I know my son Zach doesn't usually watch these, him and his girlfriend, I know I had mentioned that I was going to be a grandpapa, but there was a bit of an issue, and she did not, the baby did not make it to term, so we are no longer going to be grandparents at this time. So, yeah. Not that they're not trying again, they're just not rushing anything. And when it happens is what was said, and that's perfectly fine. Angel is a sweetheart. We love her to death. She, for some reason, loves my son. I don't understand why, but she does. He's a good kid. He is. My boys, honestly, I couldn't be a prouder parent of all my kids. I just wish that certain things didn't happen, but they do. Just push through it. Yeah, Gabs Labs, dude. Like when it comes to kids, man, there's 7 of them. There's 7 of them, ranging from 25 to 13. So I got all those lovely, ages kind of going. My oldest son's gonna be he's gonna be 25 here in December. All the other kids' birthdays have now passed, so all the other kids are of their ages. You got um, yeah, it's just it's crazy, man. Got all these kids, and you know, yep, you got yourself a ready-made family. Yeah, Gabs Labs, you're right. I mean, they're the whole like the thing is like kids these days just don't want kids, so they're not having any. No, what's going on? Good to see you. We have 9 kids. Yes, we do, love. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were snooping in, but we have 2 bonus babies. Um, Sam from her um, second one, she has she has 2 girls that were bonus babies there, and they are still our kids. As a matter of fact, the oldest one lived with us for a while. We still love those 2 girls. I've known those 2 girls since they were babies. I guess let's play the I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight, so let's play a game of I'm just going to tell stories. Um, so long story. I'll try to kind of sum it up. But Sam and I, we actually met in an interesting way. For those who don't know how I met my wife, let's have that story. Sam and I had mutual mutual past loves that were linked. The boys' mom and Sam's oldest 2 girls' dad had dated in high school, and I guess dated in high school. Maybe they were just a fling. We don't really know the details. They haven't really kind of been straight on that. We don't really know. But but we know that they were a thing of some sort. But then they had split up in whatever they were doing, and I got together with the boys' mom, and she got together with the girls' dad. She had the two oldest girls. I had the three boys with the boys' mom, obviously. And then the boys' mom and I and the girls' dad and Sam were all going through some issues around the same time. And it was actually because partly due to the fact that they were sparking up a extra friendly conversation, shall we say. Sam and the girls' dad were kind of on the down and outs, and the boys' mom and the girls' dad were having conversations. Sam and the girls' dad were pretty much split up at that point, and we split up because of that. So when I would go to drop the boys off to their mother and she would drop the girls off to their father was on the same weekend, so that they had all the kids together, and then they had a weekend without the kids, and then they'd have all the weekend, one weekend with the kids together, and then one weekend without. So when it was time to drop off the kids on Friday nights, I would be there dropping off the boys and she would be there dropping off the girls, and that's how I met Sam. Was we were dropping off our kids to our exes, and that's how we met. But you fast forward, Sam was in a relationship with another guy, and at the time I wasn't yet, but getting into a relationship with another girl that ended up being my daughter's mom. But at the time she was in a relationship with another guy that actually I went to school with. At the time we were friends, you know. I do have it set to extra low latency tonight, JPP, so if anybody is having streaming issues, please let me know. It could just be JPP's internet's not able to keep up with it, but the live is normal for you, Gabs. Okay. But I guess, uh, so anyway, Sam had gotten together with Lulu's dad, and then I had gotten together with Avery's mom. Um, and we lived across from each other in the trailer park. We lived in a trailer park. I lived on one side, they lived on the other. And from time to time, we would cross paths in the trailer park, and things would be happening. And um, periodically, because our families knew each other and all that stuff, periodically Sam's mom would invite me and my second ex to family functions, and I'd be there and we'd all be talking, and there was always like eyes and cute flirting, but it was never anything more than that at the time. But then Sam and Olivia, or Lulu as we call her, Lulu's dad, had split up and had been split up for a while, and my second relationship was on the rocks. Just wasn't a good relationship. We were not a good fit for one another. But our relationship was on the rocks, and Sam and I had just we were just talking. It legitimately, we were just talking, just kind of, she was in an on again, off again kind of relationship with this guy that happened to be my boss. And I was just, the guy that she would vent to about those kinds of problems, and I would vent to her about, my bullshit. And yeah, it's story time, Lee Marie. Good to see you, Jeremy. But I would vent to her about my problems, and she would vent to me about hers. And it was legitimately just that, and maybe some occasional flirting. Mostly me being a stupid guy and not noticing that she was flirting, and she'll tell you guys I was dumb because I should have just known. But then the feelings got stronger, and it got to the point where I realized I was saying things to her that I never said to anyone else. And it takes, I guess, a real connection, because there was a period of time where she was in a rut and didn't know what she wanted, and I told her, I said, look, like, I love you and I care about you. I didn't tell her I loved her yet. I told her that, you know, I cared about her and I had feelings for her, and that, you know, I don't care who she's with or what she does as long as it makes her happy, whether it's somebody new, an ex, the guy that she was on again, off again with, or me. I really didn't care, but I wanted her and the girls to be happy, and it was a truly like heartfelt, like it was from the feels. You know, I told her, I said, just I just want you to be happy. I want those girls to be happy. I don't care who it's with, as long as you're happy and the girls are happy. That's all that matters to me, and I'll support whatever you do. And she for some reason picked me. That did not make my boss happy. As a matter of fact, the guy that I would never see, rarely ever came out of his office. Um, for some context, I worked at a grain elevator at the time. Most of the time I was down in the pit, just unloading trucks and loading trucks. Um, then there was some maintenance that needed to be done. And if you've ever worked at a grain elevator, you're talking 150, 175, 200 feet in the air, above the silos. And there's like catwalks that are just over open air. Started to think that something was going to happen there because he started coming up there when we were up there doing maintenance, doing work. He started coming up there, and he kind of would stand in ways that made me a little uncomfortable. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but working on the river is a dangerous place if you don't know what you're doing. Not that I did, but actually run the crane or the tugs that would pull them back and forth. So Mike is cutting in and out. Is the mic cutting in and out, or is it just JPP again, guys? The mic. It's mic dropping. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me flip-flop them. Okay, is that any better, guys? Is that sounding better so far? It could be my voice, dude. I told you guys earlier my voice is not the greatest. Millwright, no. Working on the river, working on a grain elevator. I worked at a grain elevator, but yeah. No, my internet is working now. Just had to refresh. Okay. Just let me know if the audio is sounding better. And from my end, the audio is looking fine, so I really don't know. Yes, it is. Okay, it's just that stupid receiver. I need to write on this one. Let me grab a marker real quick and put asshole on it. I'm actually going to write asshole on it. Let me flip it over so I write it the right way. A-S-S-H-O-L-E. See? Asshole. So I know this is the asshole one, not to use this one. But yeah, no, I was working at the time at a grain elevator. And the grain elevator is just that. It's a bunch of silos with a bunch of like catwalks up above to get from the top of each bin to the top of each bin. And then it had a chute that ran out to the river where we could load barges. We could load and unload trucks if we needed to in the pits. So yeah, and it was lots of grain, like lots of grain. So grain silos. Corn, beans, like corn, soybean, wheat, giant metal cylinders that store grain, like stories high. Yeah. But anyway, he was making it very awkward for me to be there. It kind of looked as though maybe he was upset a little more than maybe he let on at the fact that she picked me. But I didn't care. I quit my job. I definitely did not need to stay in that situation with him. So I quit my job, and Sam and I have lived this happy, chaos, crazy life. So fell in one. It's a nightmare. Yeah, very, very dangerous. I personally have never fallen in one. I have been in several of them when they are empty, and it is a massive, massive, scary place. Um, I would Google Maps it and show you guys, but I don't want to potentially dox people if they're still employed there. So I don't want to go down that road of potentially doxing people that may actually work there still. Just because if that individual is still in charge there, I really don't need you guys knowing that. Um, but here's the little drawer for the iconic fab. You know, Zany Zach, what's going on, man? It's story time tonight. There we go. Check it out. Bam. The iconic fab with the little drawer that you can pull out and put stuff in. So there it is. All done. Now we can put some USB drives in here. Put some SD cards in here. Let's see. Look at that. Dude, iconic fab. This thing is awesome, brother. Good work, my man. Good work. Let's get some micro SDs in here. Let's see how those fit. Oh, perfectly. Damn, dude. Guys, go download this one. It's on printables. Go look up iconic fab on printables. Go download it. Dan, answer JPP's question. JPP, what'd you say? Yeah, so about my printer question. JPP, I'm sorry, brother, I missed it. What were you saying? Like, re-ask, bud. I'm not going to be able to dig through the chat faster than you can probably type it. So if you would, please, just re-ask the question about the chamber heater, I'm sure. On the printer-related question, would it be normal for chamber temps to rise 5 to 10 degrees above what the chamber heater is set to due to radiant heat from the bed during the printing? Yeah, you don't necessarily always want to run your chamber heater at the temp you want. Bump it down and then bump it up slowly, because you are going to run into those issues with the build plate putting off heat and the hot ends putting off heat. So yeah, I was working on copy and paste. There you go, brother. But yeah, no, you don't necessarily want to run it that way. Very well could be a thermistor issue too, if it is reading high, but you can check your temp and see that it's not that high. It very well could be your thermistor maybe is not properly set. So you have to double check your thermistor and make sure you have the right one set in there so that you're getting the proper reading. The stream just popped up on my feed. What is that half-built printer in the back? Right there. If that's my wife calling me, she's on stream. It is. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Yes, dear.
Can I say a word before I start talking?
Hold on one second. Printing pane, the printer that you see right here, this is a Rook 2020 from LDO. It's actually the LDO parts kit with the LDO space gray frame. There's one right there. But yeah, hey, so printing pane, my stream is a adults kind of stream, so my wife's about to drop an F-bomb. So yeah, you're gonna hear an F-bomb. Yeah.
This fucking dog is going into heat.
Yeah, I figured as much. You're talking, yeah, Rory. Yeah, Rory.
Yeah, she'll swallow it.
Yeah, well, that Rory's starting, and then Freya's going to follow, and then once they're out of their first heat cycle, we got to get them to the vet. Yeah, so we can't let them get out, so we're going to have to keep an eye on them. And I know they got out today, but what I'm saying is we're going to have to keep an eye on them through their heat cycle, and once they're done, then we got to get them to the vet and get them fixed. But we have to let them get in, one heat cycle first. Why? Chewbacca can't do nothing to him. He's broken.
No, but I don't want them fighting the entire
time. Well, we'll see how they do. We'll see how they do.
Daddy.
Yeah. Hi. Freya, hi, baby. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm sorry. I was telling a cute story about this woman I fell in love with and married.
I know, but I was sick of listening because you're so cute.
Not really, but thank you.
Was that Jaden Jacqueline's dad worked there before you.
Yeah, he worked there before me. Yeah.
With the cream ball.
With the same boss, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, like I said, you and I's lives have been entangled for many, many years, and the fact it took us so fucking long to get together was just awkward. It was just
My
weird.
sister's baby shower,
Yeah.
pictures of me and you
Sister's
and
baby shower,
Jake.
the Easter party. There was that Easter.
Easter.
Yeah, there was Easter. There was your sister's baby shower. There was like two or three other things that we were at together.
When Avery was born, came
Yeah.
over and nurse wanted to steal Avery.
Mm-hmm.
I came over and told JL to Dominic.
Yeah. And Tara tried to rip your face off and then turned around and became like your best friend ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're stuck with me.
I know. Like I said, our lives were entangled quite a ways back, and we just never. It took us way too long to realize that we were supposed to be together. Yeah. Hey, Dom.
Because I've known your second ex-wife since I was young.
Yeah. And you knew my first ex-wife because of the whole first story or first part of the story.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, all right. I'm gonna watch TV and
All right. I'm
deal with battling dipshits, but
T Tickles. What's up, T Tickles? Sounds.
Abe's is in bed.
Yeah, Aves is in bed. Jacqueline's on the couch. Olivia is probably at Tessa's.
Olivia's at the game. Taylor will be bringing her home. My
Okay.
parents should be picking Jacqueline up on their way home. You gotta take Jade home in the morning, please.
I have to take Jay home in the morning, so I got to pick her up at your mom's and bring her home.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, have fun. I love you. Good night.
Okay, I love you. Good night.
Hey, tell JPP.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about a glow in the dark anything.
Okay. You heard that,
Because
JPP.
you're not cool and you don't love me.
It's because I don't have glow in the dark filament, honey.
It's because you're not cool and you don't love me. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I love you.
Love you, bye.
Bye, hon. But yeah, so T Tickles, what's going on, man? Yeah, that's the wifey. She doesn't like to be on camera, so she doesn't really come out on stream, but she'll call midstream and, you know, get on chat that way. But yeah. See here, you're having some troubles with the Adventurer 5M, a lot of calibration over a month, and found that it was PI plate not sticking very well. Yeah, that is the one problem I did have, Gabs, with my Adventurer 5M, is the build plate does not have great stickiness. However, if I remember right, I believe that the build plate that works with the K1 up there, and this is shameless self-promotion at the same time. I believe it'll work. I don't know. If somebody wants to send me an Adventurer 5M again, I can find out for sure. I don't remember the build volume size, but I think you can get the Sliceworks dip plate for the K1, and I think it'll work on there. I'm not 100% sure, so don't hold me up. Measure your build plate first, and then see if there's something they have. You'll buy the K1 PEI. Yeah, you can do that too. The dip plate is what I'm running on this one now, and I love it. And I have the dip plate on the backpack printer that's hiding back there that I got from Mitchie Poo. So yeah, at some point I'll get that printer. I'm probably going to put the base back on it, to be honest with you, and I'm probably going to put this in the backpack instead. And for those of you guys who kind of missed it earlier, I was saying that there's a guy on Facebook Marketplace that has a Pandora's box ready for KB3D. I'm getting there, Zany Zach. I guess for the new folks that are just popping in, give you a little heads up. Today was a bad day. Mentally, I'm just like wiped out. So I thought streaming would be a great idea. So it turned into story time. So it's just kind of a story time. But yeah. Need to get a dip plate for the Mercury-esque project. Yeah. Hell yeah, story time. But yeah, no, I was so I guess let's do the like Cliff Notes version of my day. So the last couple of days I was trying to line up getting my power bill taken care of because again, for those who don't know, my furnace went out 2 years ago. We just don't make a lot of money, so we couldn't afford to replace the furnace, so we ended up using space heaters. So for 2 winters, we used space heaters at $1,000 a month for power. We went on payment agreements and things like that and tried to just pay it off, but you never get ahead on that kind of shit. So we're $4,400 due for the power bill as of yesterday. As of today, we were due for $4,400. The power company agreed to let us do a payment agreement if we paid $800. It was like 760 some bucks or 750 some bucks. I told you guys yesterday on the stream. But it was 750 or 60 some dollars that we had to pay in order to do a payment agreement, which basically rolls that balance over and turns it into on top of your current month. I thought that we were going to be able to get that covered. We couldn't. Yesterday was Sunday. Can't very well do anything with like local governments, and it was due today. In dealing with the today, I woke up, I filled out a medical form, took it to my daughter's doctor, and they signed off and sent it out. At the same time they did that, I went to this program in Illinois called LIHEAP, and I filled out information for that. LIHEAP gave us an approval for, I have it up on my screen still in front of me, they gave us an approval for $300 for electric and $135 for gas. So $435 still wouldn't have been enough to cover the $800 that they wanted, 800 rounded, 700 and whatever, that they wanted to keep the power on. But because the medical exemption went through, or the medical hardship went through, that basically took that $4,400 and now broke that down over 2 years. It's 18 months. It's like 18 months or 24 months. I forget exactly what the agreement was, but breaks it down over that time. And now we have to pay on it, obviously. But it's going to be like a $300 a month payment on top of our monthly usage. But thanks to the First State Bank of Mom and Dad, I was able to get a loan to replace the furnace this year. We just got a new furnace put in last week. For those who were been following, we got the furnace put in last week, Thursday. So we've had a furnace now, so that'll help with the power bills. Hold on, somebody's knocking at my door. Yes, daughter. No. Well, it was in the cup holder. That's all I know. There was like one in the cup holder or two in the cup holder. I don't know. Look in the Trailblazer and see if they're... Okay, I don't know. Look in one, look in the other, and maybe ask Mom. Kiddo, I don't know. But, so anyway, got the furnace replaced finally, thanks to the First State Bank of Mom. So there's now a loan payment I have to make back to her because she took out the loan so that I could get the furnace. Thank you, Mom. Man, thought the power company enforcers were knocking. Yeah. But the so the furnace got replaced. The power bill issue. So yeah. And then on top of it, our water bill was $208. We wrote a check for it, and that went rubber today. For our checking account is now negative 170 some bucks. So paying parents back. Just do what I do. Forget. I would love to, but no. I love my mom too much to forget. I pay her back. Sometimes it takes me longer than she would like, but I pay her back. Mom's a good person. She brought me into this world. She carried me for 9 months. She delivered my 10-pound, 2-ounce ass into this world. I did irreparable damage to that woman. I love her with all there is to love a parent. If you missed that, I did say my 10-pound, 2-ounce ass. I was a 10-pound, 2-ounce baby. 21 inches long, 10 pounds, 2 ounces. I was a fat little kid. I was a chubby little dude. But no, so paying mama back. But yeah, so right now we're negative. We're negative. The check's probably going to get sent back because the bank won't let us stay negative for that long. So the check's probably going to get sent back, and then it'll bounce back. And maybe it'll all happen by the time my payday hits on the 1st. Maybe. And then it should clear and it'll be okay. But right now, as it stands, payday doesn't happen until the 1st. There ain't enough gas in both vehicles for me to get back and forth to work for the next three days now, because you got the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, right? Is it 31 or 30? Let me look. Hold on. Yeah, there's 31. So there's 3 more days to go back and forth to work before I wake up the morning of the 1st with payday. So since there ain't going to happen, we'll figure it out. We always do. By the way, Vince, thank you, good sir, for the $24. I don't remember if I thanked you yesterday, but thank you for the $24 yesterday. That went into the gas tank to get me home tonight. So I put $24 in the tank this morning, actually, and I'm down to enough gas to get to and from work if I'm lucky tomorrow. If I'm lucky. Vehicle goes through about a quarter of a tank going to and from work. 75 miles to get about a quarter of a tank. Yeah. Oh, Zany Zach, dude, brother, you don't have to give anything, man. I'm just talking tonight. It's just a stream for venting. If you guys want to help, the links are down there. It's greatly appreciated, and I'll give you a shout out on the stream because that's the best I can do. So I will thank you on stream for whatever you can give. If you choose to give, if you don't want to give, you don't have to give, because we are all in financial fuckery right now and cannot afford half the things we need ourselves. So don't help me if you need to help yourself. The only thing I was hoping for was that YouTube was going to pay out, and YouTube did not. So, and Off Axis bought some stickers from my shop. If you go to shop.makermynexus.com, you can go to shop, get like cool t-shirt, tumblers, stuff like that. He bought some stickers, and because it's not enough, it didn't pay out yet. So haven't gotten a payout on my stickers, my 90 or 89 cents. That's what I'm going to get from them. 89 cents, man. So when it happens, it happens. Could do fixing printer jobs. Yep. That was a thought, Gabs Labs. I've got a bit to work on. So for those of you who are new to the channel, I am currently in the process of trying to get back into college to get my associate's degree in network administration, because I'm 45 years old and never got my associates. So I'm going to get my associates so that I can get a raise at work. So I'm going to be going back to college to get my associates. So these streams are probably going to turn into nights where I'm out here streaming while studying, like doing work and stuff, and maybe you guys will follow along while I'm doing that if you want to. If it's a thought in your head, you want to get into network administration, you want to know, have ideas of what you'll need to do, maybe we'll stream that kind of stuff. I got to be careful what I show and what I stream, because obviously I don't want to be the guy who's in trouble for cheating in class and letting everyone copy off him. So obviously if people in the class find out that I'm streaming and doing this stuff and then they start popping on the streams, I got to be careful what I show and when I show it. But it'll still be fun if I'm out here doing this stuff, to just kind of like sit out here and stream while I'm working on things and talk to you guys while I'm cramming for stuff. But I am going to get my associates so I can get more raise from work, because they did say with my associates will come a bigger raise. I did get a raise. It was a good raise. It was a good raise. I did get a raise. It wasn't a great raise, but it was a raise. So I will get my associates with the help of FAFSA. I will hopefully not have to pay a lot to do that. I believe that if you know FAFSA scores, I don't really know it, but I know that being a negative number is good, and being a negative 1,500 is great, because that means you get the most amount possible for going back to school. And because currently I am head of household and only like the only income, yeah, FAFSA can get you cash too. Yes, if you don't use all of the, if taking the classes you need does not use up all of the FAFSA money for that semester, that money then becomes a check to you because it's your money. So did it send? Oh, Zany Zach, brother. I'm looking now. I will look right now. I got some Venmo alerts, but I don't think you sent it on Venmo, but I'm going to go look. Nope, Venmo alerts are just telling me that I put gas in my car. Oh, there we go. Cash App. Dude, you crazy bastard. Thank you. Zany Zach just sent me $50, guys. Here for some gas fund. Dude, brother, that helps greatly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm still going to be at the KB3D this weekend. I am going with, I don't want to dox Zany Zach, so let me move this over. I'm going to keep my phone here because I don't want to miss the next one if it comes through. If another one of you guys decides to send, I should say. I'm not trying to speak that you have to. Don't. I prefer you not, but you will if you do. Can't stop you. Let's put it that way. There we go. Okay. KB3D this weekend, or this coming weekend. So November 2nd, for those who don't know, Twinsburg, Ohio at KB3D. They are doing their open house because they have opened a storefront finally. So there will be a little get together from noon until 4. There is a form on the KB3D website. They are asking if you are going to come. Go to the website, fill out the form, just to give them a head count of who to expect. So if you are considering going, please go fill out the form. But it will be Saturday from noon until 4 in Twinsburg, Ohio at the KB3D store. I will be there. Digital Dragon will be there. I believe Zany Zach said he's going to be there. There's a lot of people from the community who are just venturing out for an open house. Why? Because we're crazy and we don't care. Plus, Chris is a great guy who's done a lot for the community, and we want to be there to show our love and support. I'm riding with, I'm going to be riding with Sporlock. He comes into chat as Sporlock. So he is coming up. He's going to be, our tentative plan right now is he will be driving up the roughly 2 hours to me. I will meet him at the truck stop out by the interstate. Sketchy, I know, but I'm going to meet him out at the truck stop out by the interstate, which is about 15 minutes from my house. So I'm going to shoot over there. He's going to scoop me up. We're going to head up and then take 80 over and down. We'll be leaving out. I'm assuming, I believe he said he was going to be up this way around 5:30 a.m. And he's got a 2-hour drive roughly, or an hour and a half drive prior to that. So he's getting up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to drive up, grab me, then hit the interstate and head the 6.5-hour drive out to hang out for 4 hours to then, you know, we'll hang around for as long as things are going. But when it gets too crazy and he's like, I got to go, dude, we need some sleep. Then get back in the car and drive the 6.5 hours back just to drop me off and then still have the other hour and a half, 2-hour drive to get him home. Because he's planning to do a 1-day round trip. So you're leaving between 5 and 6. It's a 4.5 hour drive. 4.5 is nothing compared to that. Yeah. So we are doing a 13-hour round trip drive for 4.5 hours, or 4 hours-ish of hangout and just BS with everybody. Because we really want to be there to support Chris. Like, I wanted to be there to support Chris. Adam Sporlock, he has had a lot of crazy things going on with work and just wanted a just because trip. There's been a lot of for work trips. He wanted a just because, let's do something stupid, you know. By the way, yes. Is it Braxton? Is it Braxton? I want to make, or yeah, Braxton. Is it Braxton? Am I first one or second one? Braxton, Braxton. Which one? Which one? Yeah, Braxton. Okay. But yeah, it's in Ohio. Yeah, Twinsburg, Ohio. Yeah, you get off the 4.5 hour troubleshooting call at 8:30 p.m. Long day. Brother, I am sorry, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you could pop in. Yeah, JPP, brother, trust me, I understand. That's a really long drive for you guys to come up. So I understand completely. I know it's not in the cards for everyone, and realistically, I wouldn't have been able to go if not for Sporlock living south of me and coming up this way and around to pick me up, I wouldn't be going either, and I wanted to go. I don't know that it would have been in the cards for me to make it otherwise. So thankfully he's like, I'm going, I'm taking you. Let's go do a stupid road trip. So that's what we're doing. MJ, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Wait, will there be maker chips being given away? I am not sure, Zany. I am not sure, Mr. Zach. I do know that Digital Dragon is bringing some stuff to show, some KB 3D printer kits that he has built. I believe he has also voluntarily offered up some door prizes, I believe. Yeah, it is not a. It is just a like-minded geeks and nerds just hanging out at an open house for a new business that'll probably become a yearly thing. So on the anniversary next year, plan to do the same silly thing of spending 4 hours at KB3D just hanging out and nerding out. So if Chris thinks that this is a once and it's done kind of a thing, I don't know if he realizes he's got another thing coming, because he will have to do the annual open house now every year. So I know KB3D Chris doesn't usually come over to YouTube, so I don't usually see him in my chats. It's Twitch where he normally hangs out. I understand that, and that's fine. But I will say it here, and let me do this in case somebody wants to like clip this. But Chris, you fucked up, buddy, because you started something, and it will become an annual thing, whether you want it to or not, because we will just show up every year for 4 hours to just hang out with you at the shop on the anniversary of your open house. So it's going to happen. You'll bring the deck so that I can see it? Sweet. Thank you, Zach. That'll be awesome, man. I want to see it. I'd be tempted if it was not an 8-hour drive. Yeah. Trust me, I understand. Again, it's 6.5 for us, so you got an extra hour and a half on us. So yeah, I can understand that. If I owned a van, or I actually owned a vehicle that I thought would be reliable enough to make it, I'd actually consider just, parking in a Walmart parking lot, sleeping in the back, and then getting up in the morning and driving the rest of the way home type of thing. Because I is poor as hell, can't afford a hotel. So that's why, since Sporlock said we're driving out and driving back same day, I'll return you the same within the same 24-hour time frame. Yeah, that's why we're doing it, because we can't afford hotels. So that being said, though, I may still end up, because he's going to have like a 2-hour drive home from when he drops me off. I know that there's a Best Western just off the interstate. If he is that beat, I will get in my car and take him over to the Best Western and see about putting his ass in a room for a night. That'll be my poor financial decision for the paycheck, as I'll put him up in a room for the night just so he can crash. Because if he's going to do that, this the least I can do is, put him in a hotel room for a night so he can sleep, because the hotel is literally right next to the truck stop. So it's like truck stop, jump over the interstate to the other side, the hotel is right there. It's not like right next to it, but it's just across the interstate. So pull up, get my car, go across, and then get him a room, and then go home myself and pass out. Then he can get up in the morning and gather himself after a nap and then hit the road. I think that's going to be a good thing if I do that. And I don't think that any one of you would consider me a bad person for doing that. If I made that poor financial decision, I think you would all agree with me and probably do the same thing. So, but guys, yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys. I'm really going to need to just kind of like hang out with everybody and see everybody. I really have been in a rut, so it's going to be nice to just kind of get back into stuff. By the way, Digital Dragon, I know you weren't here earlier, but I will recap for those who weren't. Sporlock, the guy I'm riding with, introduced me to this guy on one of the Facebook groups that said he had a bunch of printer parts that he just wanted to part with. He wanted to kind of purge his stash, and said if anybody needed anything to hit him up. So I messaged the guy and said, hey, this is the project I'm doing. Here's my YouTube channel. This is what I've been kind of doing, collecting parts. And then I have like a stockpile of things to rebuild old printers. And then I just give them away. Told them, Polymaker sponsors the filament. Micro Swiss has been sponsoring hot ends. And the community has been sending me boards like crazy. So I have boards like no other. And then I also have like many random parts that have been sent from David Wilson, and then from Sergio, they sent me boxes of random parts back there. So I have random parts, but always could use more, like motors, rails, rods, extrusion, stuff like that. If he had any of that, I would definitely, like that. In doing so, I noticed that he was the guy that has a printer up on Marketplace that's a V0 Pandora's box. It's a V0 Pandora's box. He has been doing some modifications since he posted it several weeks ago, and it's still been sitting up there. So I had messaged him and said, hey, look, not a lot of people on here like to barter, so I haven't reached out to you. I said, but I have a couple things. I was interested in your Pandora's box that you're offering up on Facebook. Don't know if you'd be interested in a barter. He said, what do you got? I told him a few things. He said, hey, that sounds cool. I'd do that. And we had talked about meeting halfway on Friday, but my work schedule is I don't get off work till 3:30. And he kind of wanted to be heading back home by 3:30, not meeting somebody halfway by 3:30, by like it'd be roughly 4:30 by the time he would meet me, and he'd rather be that much closer to home. So he is offering to meet me at my place of employment, which I'm fine with that, but he's willing to meet me at my place of employment to bring me whatever parts he has. I'm going to bring with me to work the items that we had discussed for barter. And I will be coming home from work on Friday with a white Pandora's box. So I will have a V0-esque printer, because Pandora's box starts life as a V0 and then modifies into a Pandora's box. So I will have a Pandora's box. It does need work. He was installing a CAN bus on it, rewiring the hot end for the CAN bus. So I will have to finish rewiring the hot end and get the CAN bus set up on it. But I'll have that, Out of curiosity, have you ever worked with the Blue Yeti mic? I've used some Yeti mics in the past. I don't know that it was the Blue Yeti. It was the Snowball. I don't know what the hell that one's called. But I've used the Snowball mics. I actually have one set up at the school. We use it for our streaming cam for the games and stuff, just to pick up the background noise. Works really well. Yeah. Speaking of hot ends, you have to replace the hot end on the FlashForge. Do you have to replace the whole hot end, or just that quick release nozzle? Because it's just pop it in, pull the whole cartridge out, slide the new one in, and you're done. So hopefully that's all you've got to replace. And if that's the case, I think they're like 30 or 40 bucks for replacements. And it's just pinch the two red tabs in and pull the whole thing out, and then push the new one in. Of course, take the filament out first. Didn't put the quick release on it? Ah. Okay, because yeah, the stock, FlashForge, I'm thinking the Adventurer 5M. The FlashForge Adventurer 5M has that quick release nozzle on it. So I don't know which FlashForge, are you talking about the Adventurer 5M, David? Traded mine for some expired insulin. Yeah. Um, like I said, this is what I've been using. So this is the wireless mic. I've got it. It's a 2-pack. I think it's like 150 bucks for these. They're Alvoxcon. It's got a USB dongle you plug into the computer, and then these guys connect wirelessly, and it comes with 2 mics that you plug directly in, or they have these like lapel wired mics. So I usually just keep this thing floating, because for some reason every now and then when I'm sitting it doesn't get the clearest of signal, so I leave it up on the desk, and then if I get up I'll clip it on my pocket while I'm walking around. Yeah, these little Outbox comms is what I'm using. So I don't know if it's a thought for you for something like that, but they're like 150 bucks. If you're interested, I'll go grab an affiliate link. You can hook me up with an affiliate link, like using my affiliate link there. Don't forget, if you guys want to buy SliceWorks stuff, links down there, helps me out. I had a sale recently, so I got another like $1 and some change off that one. Tips: get out now before it consumes you. Only gotten 3D printing in the last, or only got into 3D printing in the last month or two. Still much to learn. Got some quick tips. Yeah. Yeah. The get out now before it consumes you. Yeah, because this stuff happens. But realistically, you're always going to hear, did you level your bed? Did you level your bed? Did you level your bed? Even if you think your bed is level, check your bed. Another one, clean your build plate according to what they tell you. Like, for instance, if you use the SliceWorks dip plates, just hot water. Don't use any kind of cleaning solutions, no IPA, no nothing, just hot water. You can use some Dawn dish soap, but you need to make sure you rinse that surface thoroughly. You want to keep rinsing and rinsing and rinsing and keep running water across that thing until there is absolutely no suds of any kind coming off of it if you use Dawn dish soap on it. Otherwise, just some hot water and you're good to go. Stock build sheets, if you're having problems with adhesion, dish soap, Dawn dish soap, or just dish soap, hot water as hot as you can handle. The little dish scrubbies, you can use one of those along with it to kind of help rough up the surface of the PEI just a little bit. Textured build plates. Are you ready for this one? This is a controversial one, and people will tell me I'm an idiot for this, but textured build plates, run your nozzle a little bit. I mean a little bit. Don't have it scraping the build plate, but run it a little bit closer to the build plate because you want to push that plastic into that texturing. Some guys will tell you that you just barely need the nozzle to just barely touch the paper when you're doing a paper test. That being said, I've always done it when I feel dragging. When I feel it dragging, that's when I know it's close enough for me. I'm happy with that. But when you're using textured build plates, you want a little extra drag so that it pushes that plastic down into that texturing, and then you get a really nice finish when you get that textured look and it gets down in there. So there's some like leveling and bed tips. A lot of the PLAs these days, they recommend you print at like 210, 215, 190. Printers fast and slow. I've been printing at about 220 with some of the current PLAs that are on the market. So don't think that just because you have a fast or a slow printer that you have to print at a lower temperature. You may have to run hotter. It just very well could be a thing. But don't get crazy and think that, oh, I'm running PLA and I'm running on a fast printer, I got to run it like 240. No. You don't have to go crazy and go 240. Print your temp towers for your materials so you can see what looks best. Orca Slicer. Another tip for you. Orca Slicer. I like Orca Slicer because it has the built-in calibration tools. All you do is click on calibration, pick which test you want to run. It automatically does it based on the parameters you set, and it slices, and you're done. So there are many, many tips for you. Feel free to come back often, ring the bell, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I mean, you can always ask for tips. If I'm not paying attention to chat, someone in chat will usually respond to you. I have a really good core group of people that watch my streams. Good friends of mine. I have met several of the people in this chat right now. I have sat down and had food with. We've had conversations. We've laughed. We've joked. We've hugged, high-fived. You name it. There's a lot of people in this chat that I know on a more personal level. They're good people. I love those people. And we have a very similar outlook on things. And since I do see some new faces tonight, let me explain something to you about my channel. It is an adult channel. We use adult words. This channel is not set to be for children. I am not YouTube child or YouTube kid friendly. I don't claim to be. I never will. For the most part, I have ADHD, so I go off the rails quite a bit when it comes to working on things. I will start streams with the intention of working on a printer, and we'll spend 2 hours just talking. Another thing is I have 3 rules. They are very simple rules. They are very basic rules. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about current events. My theory on this is very simple. Are you ready? My house, my rules. Your house, your rules. I won't push my opinions on you. Don't push your opinions on me. Very simple. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what God you believe in. I don't care. Not my problem, not my issue, not something I need to worry about. I vote for who I vote for. I believe in what I believe in. I'm not asking you to do the same. So, as long as you can, pretty much live by the simplest of rules, we get along just fine. And a lot of my friends, I don't know their political party, and I don't ever care to. There are things I don't need to know. I don't care what God they go and pray to. Not my problem. I don't want to know those things. And I don't mean problem like it's a problem. I mean problem isn't like, I truly just don't care. Those things that they see, those beliefs that they have, do not make them the person that they are in a way that I do or do not want to associate with them. Do I have a problem with some of my friends and their overzealous use of, I am hardcore this party and I am going to continue to bash on the other party and talk about how great my party is without seeing my party's flaws, whether it be, Trumpkin or the other one? Like, they're politicians. They're not good people. Doesn't matter which side you're on. Politicians aren't good people. You don't get rich by, working for the people, apparently. So anyway, we're not going down that road. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Exactly. But yeah, I truly, honestly am so fed up with all the political talk and the people who are like, hop on your horse. Once every 3.5 years, you hop on your horse and you ride into battle for this political person. You don't care for 3.5 years, and then all of a sudden, 3.5 years later, you got to hop on your horse and ride in. I don't care if you're Team Pumpkin or, whatever the other one is. I don't know. I don't care. Just politicians and lawyers aren't the best. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, JPP. I truly am here to talk about things like, my life, what's going on in your life, as long as it's not politics or religion or dealing with the current event stuff. That's where I don't care what's going on with Mr. Beast. I don't care what's going on with Elon Musk. I don't care what's going on with Kill Tony right now. I don't know if you guys watching. I don't care what's going on with Kill Tony. I don't care. When we're here, all that shit goes away and we just hang out. We talk about 3D printing, food. We like to talk about food. Digital Dragon's having dinner right now, so. But we like to talk about food. We like to talk about 3D printing. We like to talk about lasers and nerdy stuff and retro stuff and just things that don't usually cause wars. And by wars, I'm not talking like, I'm talking like, I'm going to battle you because Xbox is better than PlayStation wars. That kind of stuff. So, yeah. No, I don't care. You can Google it. I know he's said some stupid shit and is creating a problem for himself, but that doesn't mean that I won't watch Kill Tony still. Again, it doesn't, if I watch it, I watch it. If I don't, I don't. What the hell does that matter? Doesn't change who I am. But if you like me for who I am, thank you. What you see tonight is pretty much what you get. If you ask Digital Dragon, I love that dude. He's like a younger brother, because Digital Dragon is younger than me, whether he wants to believe it or not. Just Push Print. Him and his wife, they put me up in a hotel for Murph, so I had somewhere to stay, so I could go to Murph this year. Thank you. Zany Zach, Shane and I have known each other. I think probably out of everybody in chat right now, I have known Shane the longest. I met Shane in like early 2020, late 2019, somewhere in there. There was a group of people that had, you know, started into like 3D printing streams, like Hangouts and stuff, and we met through that. And so Shane is probably one of my oldest friends in 3D printing space. Um, so Shane is definitely, you know, like a brother to me, like no doubt about it. So yeah, let's just stay out of let's stop reminding me that I'm out of date. But yeah, so I met Zach 2 years, 3 years, 2, 3 years ago at Murph. I met him, talked to him. He had that awesome ship, 3D printed ship with all the details. Thought it was badass. And then 3 years ago, yeah, so it was 3 years ago I met Zach at Murph. And then the last 2 years that we were there, we just talked more and more. And this last year, it just kind of cemented the fact that Zach is like almost like a son to me, you know, little brother son type situation, because he is much younger than me. I probably could be his dad, to be honest with you. I mean, my oldest son is 24, going to be 25, and I think Zach is like younger than that, so, or right in that age range, if not. So, yep, 30 here. Okay, so he's 30. He definitely doesn't look 30. So, sorry, Zach. I was giving you some, you know, like he doesn't look 30, but Zach's a cool dude. I like Zach, and this last Murph definitely cemented the fact that he is, you know, part of the group, whether he wants to be or not. Um, and some of you guys may find this interesting to know, but yes, I do know, um, like a lot of us, like a lot of the names from going to the conventions, we know people in the community, bigger YouTubers. Joel is a friend. I've known Joel for many years. As a matter of fact, back in 2020, when I was doing my Hangout streams, Joel came on those and would hang out with us and talk. He's been very busy. He's got a lot going on these days. Doesn't have time to come hang out, and I understand why. Uh, yep. Your oldest is 32. Yeah. Joel the Nike or Joel the 3D printing nerd. Both, actually. But Joel the 3D printing nerd. Um, I wish I hadn't gone through and cleared the channel of stuff, because there was old streams where there was a stream where you actually would have heard Joel say the word ass. On one of the Hangout streams, he did say the word ass. It was awesome. Do I know Steve Builds? Yes. Gabs Labs, I do know Steve. As a matter of fact, if you watch when Steve is streaming and I pop in, you'll see when I say hi to everybody, he says, "Hi, Dan," not "Hi, Maker My Nexus." I've met Steve. I've talked with Steve. I've had many conversations with Steve at the events. Steve and I don't really talk outside of that, and I understand it. You know, Steve's a good guy, though. I do like Steve. I would love to spend more time with Steve and just pick his brain. As a matter of fact, when I told Steve that I built this, because Steve was kind of one of the brains behind this when it was coming together, the switch wire. Bleh. Steve was one of the guys who did a lot of the config stuff for the switch wire. So I installed Camp, and he goes, "Don't do that." He goes, "I put a bunch of time into getting the bed leveling worked out." He goes, "Are you using my current files?" And I'm like, "I'm using the ones off the site." He goes, "Yeah, those are mine. Use those. Don't mess with it." I said, "Okay." So I put it back. So when the guy who did the config files that are working flawlessly tells you don't use Camp, just use the files I have installed or I have set up, you do that. Yes, that's right. Steve did help coordinate your rescue from Rocky Mountain when your car broke down. Yes. That's what I'm saying though. Like Steve is a good dude like that. He's definitely out of a lot of the YouTubers that you'll talk to, him, Chris Riley. Chris Riley is a good dude. Chris Riley's got a lot on his plate. He's got a 9 to 5 and he does the YouTube. He's got a lot on his plate. But Chris Riley is another like wholesome, like good dude. There's one guy that you never see on streams because he doesn't come on streams, but he is by far one of the greatest people in this community. There are a few of them, but Dan Adams, if you ever see Dan Adams in chat, he is an amazing person and he deserves respect. So not to be a dick, but I will say it now, if I ever catch anyone in any of my chats ever disrespect Dan Adams, you are fucking gone. Dan Adams, like, he has earned my respect in ways that nobody, I think, not nobody, but he is a very highly respected person by me. Like, I respect that man to no end. So if anybody ever comes, if Dan Adams is ever here and I catch somebody like legitimately thrashing on him, I will lose my shit. I will come unhinged and you will be banned from my channel. Viking, what's going on, brother? Real Dan fan, or Dan fan, yeah. He is an amazing dude. Another one that you may see in chat from time to time, David Wilson or Dave Wilson, another amazing human being. Sergio HVAC, another amazing human. 3D Medic Vince, of course. Vince is always an amazing human being. He has done so much for my family. There was a time when we were in a very tough place. My wife, we almost lost my wife. She had internal bleeding, and it was to the point where, for those who don't know hemoglobins, the hemoglobin levels, when your hemoglobin drops below a 7, you need transfusions because you're going to die. My wife was at a 7.1, and she was ghost white, no strength whatsoever, and I thought she died in my arms. And it was bad. And she ended up testing positive for COVID when they got her to the hospital. So not only did she have this internal bleeding issue, she was also COVID positive. The hospital rushed her out. Her hemoglobin levels when they released her were still below an 8. And they got her healthy enough to send her home and sent her home. And it was bad because then I ended up with COVID. A couple of my kids ended up COVID. We were a COVID house at that point. We were all on lockdown, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. We were stuck in the house, and it was at Thanksgiving. So Justin turned around and rallied the troops. Him, my buddy Bruce, who goes by 3D McP, and Zach, and a few other people. Zach, if you ever see him, not Zany Zach. They rallied the troops and did a hangout stream, and they raised money for us. If you know Tiffy's Lemonade Stand, those two, they're a husband and wife team. They donated a big chunk of money. Dave from Print and Solid gave a big chunk of money. Vince gave a big chunk of money. When I say a big chunk of money, guys, I'm talking in those three alone, it was less than $2,000, but more than $1,000. Just between those three alone. They gave a lot and helped out in a big way. I wasn't able to work. My wife obviously was not able to go to work. They actually got a hold of one of the local grocery stores that does food delivery and had them send us an entire Thanksgiving dinner to the house. They dropped it at the door so we could have Thanksgiving together as a giant infected family. This community is amazing, and the people with the big hearts in this community, I truly hold dear. I love those people. I may not talk to them every day. I may not talk to them maybe once a year, twice a year at best, or haven't talked to them in quite some time, but I still love those people. I still cherish those people, and what they've done has not gone unnoticed. It doesn't go, it is greatly appreciated that they did that, and they hold a special place in my heart for that. It's been a rough several years because I undervalued myself in my current job, and it bit me square in the ass, and my family paid the price. And the fact that my wife did not leave me has been amazing, that she's still here, but she should have ran when she had the chance. Because I truly undervalued myself and put our family in a lot of the situation we're in financially has been because I did not value myself. Um, I didn't see the value in myself, therefore I didn't ask my employer to see the value in myself. And many years of undervaluing myself turned into um, me telling my employer that I was done as of the end of the year. I'm going to go sling burgers somewhere if that be the case and do what I have to do to provide for my family. Um, and that turned into um, I got a raise. Stipulation to getting more of a raise is get your associates. So I'm getting off my ass and getting my associates. I have to write some letters to the college. One letter is this is why I screwed up many years ago, like 18 years ago, as a matter of fact. I got to figure out what the hell happened 18 years ago that I did not, push through and get my certificate or an associate's 18 years ago. So I have to figure out what the hell happened there and write a letter about it. And then write them another letter explaining why it won't happen again. And why I want to, at 45, show my children who dropped out of school that you need to get some kind of an education. You need to push through and try. And if I can do it at 45, there's no reason you shouldn't do it now. So, yeah. What field do I work in? If you don't mind me, IT. I work in IT at a school. I am the tech director of a public school. I don't really advertise myself to my students because I don't need my students getting on here, because my students shouldn't be on here anyway. So I don't advertise it to the students that I do this. Some students know I do, and some students do pop in from time to time, but thankfully they have short attention spans, so they don't last very long and they go on to do other things. So yeah. Never too old to set a good example. Yes, Digital Dragon, you are correct, sir. You are correct. So I have to write these letters and get them turned in. The board meets on Wednesdays. I missed the cutoff because they said get them turned in by Monday. Today is Monday. I did not get those letters done, but I will get them done this week, get them turned in so that I can be in front of the board, the financial board, next week when they meet. Yeah. When you get back to school, they often offer discount vouchers for CompTIA. Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of the classes does require that we get our A+ certification in the class. So there is a class in the curriculum that says I have to get my A+ certification. So I had my A+ certification, but like every good certification, it expires and you have to pay for it. Well, I didn't do that. So I have no problem passing that. I had my Network Plus certificate as well. So I got my A+, then I turned around and got my Network Plus, and I was going for my Server Plus as well. Left the employer that was paying for all those for me, so didn't get my Server Plus. True, JPP. True. Viking though, brother, how are you? How the hell have you been? I'm sorry I kind of went off a little bit there. Just started some multicolor versions of your latest sculpture. Sweet. Post the links, brother, so people can go find it. I will put this out there. I did reach out to Creality explaining my 3D printing rehab project and how I see that a K2 could benefit me. If any of you have pull with Creality, I want a K2 and a CFS. I legitimately would like one. I would love it if they could sponsor that because I sure as hell can't afford to buy one. I would like a multicolor printer in general, but the K2, I think from what I've been seeing, has proven itself to be a pretty reasonable machine. If somebody wants to buy me one and send it here, feel free. But if you have some pull with Creality, I would rather Creality send it as a sponsored thing. And I have no problems with it being featured up here somewhere. And we can print the parts for, print parts for new printer builds and stuff that we're doing, down in here. Sent me something in Discord. All right, brother. I'm going to Discord right now. I'm going to go look. I'm going to look, see. Don't just switch. Nope, don't switch anything. Ooh. Brother. Let me snag this file real quick. Don't worry, I won't do anything with it right now. You do your thing with it, but post links. Post links to this stuff. I want to go snoop at it though real quick. So I'm going to open up my slicer so you guys can't see it because I want to see it, but yeah. There's a guy named Sam that might know someone at Creality. Yeah, Digital Dragon, I know, but I don't. My relationship with Sam is a great relationship, but I don't want to, like, I don't necessarily know that, you know what I mean? Like, is anybody picking up the fact that I'm confused? I don't know. Does anybody get that? Ooh, dude, brother, that is awesome. God damn, that is awesome. Sadly, I don't have a multicolor machine right now, but when I get one, I want to print that. I could print it in one color. I could just take the multicolor out of it, but damn, that's awesome. Hell yeah, brother. I mean, if you're okay with me showing it, I'll show it, but I don't want to show it if you don't want me to. He gets a zany hug. You used to be A+ back in the 90s? Yeah. You have 6 certs and you're studying for your RHCE now? Nice. Nice. You're posting it on Friday? Okay, I won't show nothing then. But dude, that is flipping awesome. That's going to be awesome. Guys, if you're not following Viking over on Thangs, go get over on Thangs and follow him because his Friday drop is going to be badass. Like, it's awesome. Oh, feel free to show it. No worries at all. Okay. Are you sure? Because I'm gonna hit my vape and wait patiently for a response. He said, "Yo, here we go. I'm gonna switch to the right screen so you guys can see this thing in the slicer. This thing is badass. Look at that. Look at this. Hell yeah. He did it with multicolor. So I don't have multicolor machine, so I can't print it that way. But yeah, he's gonna be dropping this on his Thangs on Friday. So again, Viking, drop the link to your Thangs. You're a mod. You can do that. Lab Tech 4. Nice, Zany. Nice. But yeah, that thing is friggin' awesome, brother. I love it. Oh yeah. Gotta check out the details, you know. But yeah. If I knew, let's go back here. If I knew that realistically I could ask Sam and it wouldn't be an issue or it wouldn't potentially cause an issue, I would. But I don't want there to be some crazy like rift there because Sam's a good dude. I like Sam. I got no issues with Sam. Sam's amazing. I don't want to create an issue. But I will ask that if anybody has any pull with Creality or anything, if you could get them to send me one. I'm a small channel. I'm not very like corporate correct. But I do think there would be value in it on my channel, and those of you who watch probably would like my opinions on the machine. So it would be nice to have. I mean, I do love my K1. Most people hate the OG K1. I love my K1. I put a Flowtech hot end in there and changed out the extruder, and it's been working wonderfully. So, I just did the upgraded Creality extruder with the Flowtech hot end, and it's been working great for me. I haven't had any issues. I've been printing all kinds of parts on it. ASA, ABS, PLA, PETG, TPU. I printed it all on there. I've had no issues with it. Like, no crazy issues.
little basic crap, but you know. Also have a master's in cybersecurity and information assurance. Damn, Digital Dragon, you overachiever, you. Not a bad thing, brother. Keep it going. That means you gotta make an X account. Maker Viking will. Yeah, if you follow him over on X, like I've been waiting for you to get an X account anyway, JPP. It's hard to tag you and shit when I'm talking about us working on projects together, and I can't tag you over there. All your printers are or work reality down. Yeah. I've got a lot of different machines throughout the years. I've played around with and have had a lot of different machines throughout the years. I like the kind of oddball stuff. So like the Rook was always a fancy one for me. And I always liked the 2020, the more rigid frame idea better. So when Canrog came out with this, I was like, hell yeah, I want to build one. And then I found out that Fabrico was offering Rook kits, and they were offering the frame, the 2020 frame add-on, which basically uses all the same parts as a Rook kit. So if you buy a Rook kit, you can get the 2020 frame and just use those parts and just print the 2020 parts that you need, and you're good to go. So when I found out LDO was doing it, or well, anyway, back to this. Hector at Fabrico sent me the frame for that one, and then I bought the Rook kit for $240, I think it was at the time, or $300 or something like that at the time. And then LDO came out with this one, and Jason had sent me the frame for the 2020 way before they even had the Rook kits available. A lot of you know that I had something hiding under my desk for about a year. Was the frame. And then they came out with the Rook kits, and they were releasing them to people. And Jason had said, because he knew that I was working with Canrog on some, or not working with, but I was friends with Canrog and I knew about project stuff, and we'd talked about things. He knew, and he's like, yeah, I'll get you a kit sent out when they're available. Well, he kind of forgot. And I just messaged him out of the blue. I said, hey, when your Rook kits are starting to make their way out into the wild, am I still, going to be getting one of those? And he's like, yeah, I said I'd send you one. I was like, okay. He goes, oh man, I haven't sent you out one yet. I'm so sorry. He's like, I'll get that out to you. And within 3 days, I had the kit. He got a hold of KB3D. Again, November 2nd from 12 to 4, Twinsburg, Ohio. Go to kb3d.com or kb-3d.com. Sign up if you want to go and hang out with myself, Digital Dragon, Zany, Lee Marie 3D will be there. If you want to come hang out with us, be there. But he got a hold of KB or Chris. Chris threw it in a box and shipped it out ASAP. Boom, and it was here, like 3 days. So we've been slowly working on this, slowly working on a Ender 3 Pro, or Ender 3, not even a Pro, it's just an OG Ender 3 that JPP sent me. We're getting kind of working on. I've got to print some parts for that, finish that. I got to finish printing parts for this and get this done. I now have the Pandora's box that's coming that we'll have to finish. I want to do some maintenance on this. I want to stream doing maintenance on this, so if people want to follow along, they can, or if they just want to come back and see my stupid way of doing maintenance, they can come back and see that. This guy has been working pretty good. This guy's got some problems we need to work on. So I've got a lot of my own printers that need some TLC, but at the same time, the 3D printing rehab project, which I haven't really talked about tonight, but the 3D printing rehab project, guys, a lot of you know, those of you who are new that don't. If you have old printers that are sitting around collecting dust, the ones that have been sitting in a corner for like 2 years that you just haven't touched, that you said, one day I'll get to it. If you want to do something nice with it, consider reaching out to me. I can tell you how to get it to me. I will take it, rebuild it on stream, make it work again, and then I give them away to those less fortunate. People who can't afford to get into 3D printing but want to get into 3D printing. Again, Polymaker sponsored filament. I've got boxes of filament up here. We give them like 3 rolls of filament and a printer to get them started. And then they learn their printer and do their thing. And if they fall back on stream videos where I did maintenance and stuff, or I was doing stuff to it, if they fall back on those to see what I did, cool. If not, at least these videos will be out there for people to look back on if they have some kind of an issue that maybe those videos can help them with. Route 2020 needs some maintenance. Yeah. Yes, it does. It get this weird banding on the print as it goes around. It spirals up the prints. So, reminds me, you need to order the Z kit and send it over. I completely forgot. Yeah, no, JPP, dude, brother, it's all good. You got stuff that you got to take care of first. We will get that printer done when we get that printer done. I am not going to rush you for anything, brother. You got enough going on in your life. Take care of it. We're coming up on the hour and 40-minute mark. We're almost at 2 hours in. I just want to double check and make sure I didn't miss a donation. We still got our 50 on Cash App from Zany. Brother, again, thank you for that so much. Greatly appreciated. PayPal. PayPal's telling me something. What do I got on PayPal? Who the didn't say something to me? Who was that? Fuck me. Almost an hour ago? I don't know, like, I don't know your YouTube name. Holy shit. I'll just say MJ. Oh, as in MJ with the devil horns. You son of a bitch. You didn't fucking say nothing. Holy shit, brother. Holy. Okay, so Zany Zach sent me 50. So MJ had to, like, double it. Holy shit, brother. Thank you. You didn't say anything. I didn't notice and my phone didn't tell me, hey, stupid, you got an alert. That's why I grabbed my phone to look at it. Holy shit, brother. Thank you so much. Like, I know some people are used to like those kinds of donations. I'm not. That's a lot of fucking money. Thank you, brother. Like, I hope you didn't put yourself out, honestly. Like, I really do. Like, if you need it back, I will fucking send it back, man. Trust me. I understand. Like, that's a lot. It ain't a lot to some, but it's a lot to me. So if you need it back, I'll send it back. You can message me privately and be like, hey, man, can I get that back? And it'll stay between us. It'll stay between us. I ain't got to tell nobody nothing. They can still think you, I don't care. But holy shit, brother. Thank you. Holy shit. Oh. Damn. About time. Go pick up Melissa from work. All right. Tell Melissa I said hi. Tell her I hope she's, tell her I said hi. I miss her. Hope she's doing well. Damn. Like, Zach got me with the 50 and then you fucking zinged in there with 100. Holy shit, brother. Thank you. Honestly, thank you. That's it's going to help. I'll be honest with you. I could do the stupid guy thing and take that and what Zach gave me and put it in my checking account. It still ain't going to cover the check. I'm just going to let the check bounce back and forth for right now so we have a little something to get by on. Gas in the tank. So thank you. I'm not going to lie. One of you guys is buying my wife and I a fountain pop tonight. Because I'm going to end the stream and run to the gas station real quick. So I'm going to spend like $4 out of that. So I hope neither one of you guys is mad at me for that. But it's empty. I refill them. They're like $1.50, $2 a piece to refill them. So don't be mad. Just understand I need some more liquid. Zach said you do you. So okay, Zach. I'm gonna take the car to the gas station and fill the tank so that it's full. Because now I can fill the tank and make sure I definitely got enough gas. So thank you, gentlemen. Holy shit. I'm glad that I looked before because I was getting ready to wrap the stream, and I hate the fact that like the last 2 streams I did, somebody donated money and I noticed it like I think after the stream. So, but yeah, brother, both of you guys, thank you so much. I don't. I can tell that the missus isn't watching because she didn't chime in with like "holy shit" or call me right away to say something because normally she would. But damn, thank you guys. Honestly, thank you very much. It's gonna help. Like I said, I'm gonna go fill the tank tonight so I don't have to deal with it in the morning. So I know that it's done, and pick up a couple fountain pops. So I'm probably gonna wrap the stream, like I said, here in a few minutes so that I can go do that before the gas stations close. I think they close at 10. It's only 9, but it's been a long day and I want to hit the pillow and curl up next to my wife and just watch whatever she's watching. Spend some time with her, you know. I'm going to head out and check on some other videos. Uh, Printing pain. And again, is it breaks in? I keep saying I kind of forgot what I said earlier. It's breaks in, right? Breaks in infection. Well, MJ, dude, brother, for that, like, you didn't put in there, shh, don't say nothing. I keep forgetting to tell everybody that. Like, if you make a donation, you don't want me to shout it out. You just want me to say like an anonymous, then you got to tell me anonymous and then whatever or shh and then just whatever your message is, and I can just say that there was an anonymous donation made. So I forgot to say that. But MJ, dude, brother, for that, you deserve the shout out, man. You definitely deserve the shout out. Because PayPal, Cash App, Venmo hit me today. YouTube memberships hit me between the 21st and the 26th of the following month. And sadly, when the cutoff day is, I forget in YouTube land, but I was below $100 when the cutoff day hit, and then a bunch of memberships and stuff in the rest of this month came through. My YouTube payout looks like it'll be probably $200 next month, so it'll be good. But that's also going to be three. It was in my last payout was in July, so August, September, October, November. So it'll be 4 months, So it's not like YouTube payouts hit monthly. I don't have big enough numbers to get, to do this full time, to quit my job. It would take, honestly, about $6,000 a month doing streaming for me to be able to quit my job and do this full time. I would have to make $6,000 a month, which doesn't seem like a lot to some and seems like a whole shitload to others. Because trust me, I know. I watch some of our regular streamers and I see the donations that come in throughout their 4-hour streams. And I know that if I was making those kinds of donations 3 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever it is, if I was getting those kinds of donations, I could quit my job and just stream working on printers. And that is one thing I wanted to kind of touch back on earlier was it is something that I want to do, is get into offering like 3D printing repair service out of my house. Like just work in here, stream with you guys while working on printers. So like, because I know that not everybody's going to give me printers. I'm not going to have like a stockpile of printers that I can just fix and give away. I know that. It's going to be when it happens, it happens. So that's going to be an organic thing that's just going to kind of do its thing. I'm happy for that. I'm happy that people like the idea and want to get behind it. I would love it if every stream was me building a printer and giving it away. I would love that. But if I can, side hustle and, offer an hourly rate, work on printers on stream, and people can kind of follow along, and then I can kind of calculate, okay, I spent 3 hours on stream. I spent 2 of those 3 hours talking to people and about 1 hour of actual, work. Here's my rate for an hour's worth of work. They pay that, they get their printer. Everyone's happy. I make a little money working on printers, and I get to chat with you guys, and then any money that comes in from the streams, whether it be through Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or memberships, or even like merch sales. I think it would be kind of cool is if when I was doing the streams, if people would pay for other people's bills. So like if somebody brought their printer into me to have it fixed, and I was like, oh, this is like a 2-hour repair, so that's going to be like $150 or whatever. to fix the printer. Somebody's like, I covered the bill. Tell them I said have a great day, or pay it forward, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we do like a pay it forward thing with the streams where like I fix them and then this is what we're going to charge. And then you pay their bill and then I tell them it was paid for by this person who said pay it forward, or an anonymous person on one of my streams paid for it and said pay it forward. You know. Zach, I don't believe you did, good sir. And right now, unless I want to do color swaps, it's going to take me a while to do my own maker chips. So yeah, you can send me the files. It'd be cool to have them, and then I could, or if you just want to put them up on like printables or something, go ahead. If you want to pick a site and put my chips up there, if people want to print them, go ahead. I do thank you for doing that, by the way. I know K2 Kevin made the original one, this one. K2 Kevin made this one, and he never sent me the files for it, so I don't have the files for it that he did. But this is the one that he made for me. So again, Kevin, thank you, brother. That was greatly appreciated. I gave out all but that one. I kept one. I had to keep one for myself. So, but I gave out the rest. But guys, I thank you, Zach and MJ, both you guys. Thank you very much for that. It's going to help immensely. Like I said, I'm going to go put gas in my tank now, so I don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to get the wife and I both a fountain pop so that we have something to drink tonight while we curl up and watch movies or TV. She's been watching Blue Blood. Is that what it is? Blue Blood or Blue Bloods? The Donnie Wahlberg, Tom Selleck, she's been watching that lately. So not that I'm not into it, but usually I'll put in one earbud and watch a YouTube video and touch toes with her, and we'll have conversation while she's watching her show. And it's just nice to be next to her, In case you guys couldn't tell, I do love my wife. Like, I truly do love her. So, sent it to you. Thank you, Zach. Greatly appreciated, sir. And on that note, gentlemen, there's no ladies here right now. I know that. My viewership, my analytics tell me that it's mostly people in my age range, and they're male. So, but yeah, Halloween plans. Not really, good sir. I think for the most part, I think we're just gonna I might stream. I might stream. I had thought about male old guys. I had thought about firing up a printer and printing off a bunch of 3D printed like little knick-knacky stuff to throw in for the kiddos, but I just didn't. There was just so much crap I was juggling through. But next year I plan, hopefully between now and next year, I'll have a nice little multicolor machine, and then I can print off a bunch of like built over bots, little knickknacks that he's got. That'd be cool. Get his membership and print a bunch of his stuff, and then just put them in a bucket for the kiddos to grab. They can kind of pick through what they want. Be kind of cool, I think. So, because Built Over Bot, him and his wife make a bunch of little like keychains and stuff, like the little articulating creatures. So it'd be kind of cool to do that and kind of pimp some of Built Over Bot stuff. Because Bob's been another big supporter of mine over the years, another good guy. So this whole community is just amazing people. The ones who come here often and are here are great. How often do I stream so you know when to tune in? Printing Pain, I apologize. Because of my work schedule and my family life, I don't really have a set schedule. This is the most I've streamed. I streamed on Sunday and today. So the last 2 days I streamed. If you're on X, you can check on X. I try to remember to post out that I'm going live on X. But your best bet's going to be just ring the bell, and if you're free, come hang out, man. If you're free, come hang out. If not, I understand, because I'm very sporadic. It's hard to tell. But I am hoping that the next stream I do, we'll be working on this guy again some more. Like I said, the base plate is printing in there, so we can get the base plate in. I've got all the motors mounted, all the plastics for a lot of that is on there. We got to do the bearing stacks for the Core XY, get the pulleys on. We got to build the X carriage, and then basically run some belts and then do the electronics. So really it's a couple of bearing stacks, build the X carriage, and yeah, once the X carriage and the stacks are on there, and then get the rails mounted. There's still a lot to do. It'll probably be a couple of streams worth of building yet, but I want to get this guy up and moving and doing stuff so we can do the torture test on it, because if you haven't seen the Rook torture tests, they're fun to watch. So I want to do the Rook torture test on it. And then after that, we'll probably do the maintenance on this. Or, I hate to say it, it's printing, it's working. We'll probably skip the maintenance on this and go right into getting the Pandora's box set up and playing around with the CAN bus, because I've never done CAN bus. Yeah, he's the worst. Viking dude. No, Viking's a badass. Everybody loves you, dude. You are like one of the like greats in the community, man. You come into the streams, you talk and chat with everybody. Occasionally you've been known to put your face on camera, and just everybody loves you. I don't think there's anyone with a bad thing to say about you, man. You are like, I know people got shit to say about me. Oh well. You don't like me, you don't like me. But you, brother, I don't think I've ever, and I don't think I ever will hear someone have anything bad to say about you. You are an amazing human being. So, but I do thank you guys for your time tonight. I'm going to roll out better than I rolled into this stream tonight. I'll give you guys the little, you know, the little splash screen at the end with some music. And yeah. But you guys have a great evening. Again, MJ and Zach, thank you guys very much. Greatly appreciated. Go get gas and sippy sips. Yep. I'm going there, Digital Dragon. I'm going to do one more quick look just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. All right. So Cash App is still good. Let me look. PayPal. I'm double checking. I don't want to miss anybody tonight if they don't want to be missed, or if they don't say shh, don't say nothing. All right. PayPal refreshed is still the same. And we're going to hit Venmo just to make sure that nothing changed there. Nope, still 3 cents in my Venmo. All right, guys. I love y'all. Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail. Happy 3D printing and all those things. And see you guys in the next one. Ring the bell so you know when I go live again, because I'm terrible at notifying you guys and I suck at setting a schedule. So you guys have a great evening. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.